one of my favorite parts of the wedding day is clearly the reception. You get to throw the party, have fun with everybody. Now, sometimes your timeline and my timeline might not be in sync, and not just you and I. Even you have to deal with a lot of bands, DJs, maitre d's. All you guys kind of have to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
What about if somebody wants to do something a little different? Like, how do you see the party going?
Okay, so the first thing we always ask our clients are what traditions are most important to them.
Sure.
Because a lot of things will be determined on whether or not they decide to do a bouquet toss or a garter toss. Do they want to do the parent dances? Do they want to do the first dance? Do they want to do the grand entrances with their entire bridal party, or just a smaller one with just the two of them? So those are always the questions that we ask them initially, just to find out how the evening is going to lay out. At that point, we decide, okay, well, are you doing a DJ or are you doing a band? Because that also determines how the timeline will be affected. But then once we have all of that information, then we kind of lay out the evening for them. Standard weddings, you do your big entrances first. You go right into your first dance. Right after that, you do your parent dances. Everybody sits down, and then you do your toast.
See, now I'm jumping in. This is where this is why I like to do things a little different.
Yep.
Because from an entertaining side, I like to get it to dance and obviously as quick as possible. So I love doing, you have your intros, your parent dances, but before that, introductions into your first dance. I'm the guy that's gonna have everybody dance even before they do the parent dances. Does that drive you guys crazy?
No, we see that. That's something that we'll definitely ask our clients if that's something that they're interested in doing. Sometimes when we're doing the timelines, though, we do ask the venues how they normally lay out the food, because they need enough time to serve everything. So we might decide, okay, well, are the salads going to be plated as soon as the guests enter so that they can start that right away, or are they coming in later? We basically try and find out, do the clients want more dancing or do they want more time to eat? There's something that we always
Nobody wants more time to eat.
No, nobody wants more. They all want to be on the dance floor. One of the things that we do try and get out of the way early as possible is the toast.
Sure.
The more drinking that's involved, the maid of honor and the best man, the longer the toast become.
I agree.
And the more revealing they become. So we do try and do that as closely or early as the night as we possibly can. So usually that's done either before salads or during salad course.
Which I actually think that's great. Doing all the formalities, everything up front, kind of gets them out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. And then you just leave room for tons of dancing.
Lots of dancing, lots of
partying. Tons of partying, tons of drinking, so you can get on your school bus or your
coach bus on the way home.
Coach bus on the way back. See, I DJ, I love it, but I love bands. I'm a big fan of bands, and I'm a big fan of just talent in general. So there's great bands, there's great DJs, there's horrible bands, there's horrible DJs. Do you have a preference? Do you like working with one over the other?
Not at all. I mean, it's really obviously the couple's preference. We enjoy working with both, and we've definitely worked with many different style bands and DJs, just like you understand, is that there's many good ones and many bad ones. We don't really have a preference with it. When we do our timelines, it's just bands need more breaks because they're actually out performing and, using all
DJs
the musicians.
We don't perform?
I know,
we DJs, we don't perform.
You know what I mean.
I don't perform.
So they actually, a lot of them will require a certain number of breaks in between sets. So that's something that we try and time around food courses, just to make sure that they have enough time to eat and nobody's really noticing that they're not up performing. Whereas DJs, you guys can take your breaks and still play music at the same time. So it's a little bit, sort of.
You can just eat some food, spin some music.
So it gets a little bit complicated there, but that's the only time that there's really a major difference.
So as you can see, between the two, it's kind of the same. Everybody's gonna have their own little style, break the rules sometimes, but generally speaking, it's all kind of
absolutely.
Everybody wants to work together because I feel like the more we all work together, I'm all about checking egos. It's about them and we all know what we're doing, but the more we work together, it's so easy.
And the thing is, as a planner, I don't like telling vendors how to do their jobs. You guys know how to do your jobs. So when we call you the week or 2 weeks before the wedding and we introduce ourselves and we tell you how we think the day is going to run, we talk to you about it first. Do you have something different in mind? Do you want to do something different? Can we change our timeline? Is that okay with the venue? So those are all questions that we ask in advance. That way that we're not getting to the wedding and there's no confrontation between vendors on the day of. Everybody already kind of knows what the day is going to look like and there's no surprises. That's
why you should go off recommendations, because a lot of us all work together and generally we like each other. Some people we don't care for, but we have fun together, and the more all of us have fun working together, the easier and more fun that you as couples have on your wedding day. So keep that in mind.